What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Iron Business 01 here, doing this episode's recap. So, as you may remember, our adventurers decided that they were going to accept a contract from the tavern owner saying that he had a bit of a rodent problem. So, graciously, we decided to agree to help this guy out. I mean, he is a new business owner. And lo and behold, upon further investigation, it looks like this might be a bit more than we expected. So, pull up a chair, get yourself a drink, maybe a little snack, and let's see what happens on the next episode of Discount D&D.
So you guys are facing the left cavern.
Yes.
It's made of crystal, and you finally realize these rats can eat through it.
Yes.
They make tunnels through it.
Is it diamonds for sure? Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
said crystals.
Yeah,
now.
Sorry,
diamonds.
Diamond. I might mix the two up because I call diamonds crystals all the time.
Yeah,
That
he
must
does.
get
I'll have
confusing
to
at
put it
strip
in the
clubs.
notes to be more specific. I'll have to put diamonds in big letters.
I thought we were
Yeah.
going back.
So the cavern.
No,
that
no,
you-
I was wondering if we could.
The cavern you guys are facing is completely made of diamond. The walls
Diamonds.
have little tiny, or not tiny, they're pretty big holes that maybe the gnome could even squeeze through.
Ooh.
Damn.
But definitely the fairy, and she's not drunk anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she has stealth.
Speaking of, roll a con save.
Well, no, like, we would figure out that she's not
no,
drunk.
nope. There's a reason. Wait, hold on. They don't have it anymore, do they? Nope, yep, con save it is. They got rid of will saves. So, will save became con save. What'd you roll?
11.
Plus your-
15.
15? Okay. You're itching to grab that flask, but something in your mind says it's probably better if you stay sober for the next little bit. No, this is going to be a common thing because she's
No,
an
I know,
alcoholic.
So we all agreed that she was gonna go into one of the holes in it.
Well, yeah, how would that
Using
work? Do we
stealth?
just ask her? Like, hey, you feel like checking that out for us?
Well, you're with her, so
I thought we were all
no,
Yeah.
because you're down there. and
No,
then-
we're,
No, we didn't. We didn't. I've been,
Yeah,
They haven't gone
we were
ahead
thinking
to
about
sneak
sending
yet.
her into the wall.
But
Oh.
when we talked about it, because at first he was going to go down, but then
But now we
he
know they're in the
explained that
walls.
I could go invisible and do all of these things
Yeah, I
without
mean, so
having
the
to...
walls are only 2 feet wide. So, like, if they go to get into one, they're sticking out the other side.
But, okay, so as far as what we can see, though, because, like, technically it's just this corridor and it could just get wider right there.
Yeah, but, like, as of where we're at right now.
Yeah, where you guys are standing right now, which is right inside the left tunnel,
So
the walls are
should we
still, you
investigate
know
these
for a
holes?
fact, are still about 2 feet wide because of the fork that you guys, the pitchfork you guys just passed.
So do
Yeah,
we want
and
to check
I-
out the holes or do we want to push forward?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the wall and see if one or two of those diamonds are loose.
Okay. First, roll a or investigation.
Will you
And this
guys
is
do
like
it?
a way to make money?
Ooh,
What'd that come out to?
I don't know.
a
Ouch.
one.
A what?
A 1.
These are shiny. You gotta say something when you roll one of those.
No, but I thought you were looking for like, yeah, like you said, like money and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
loose
if he was
diamonds.
able to like take one off, that would equal
Yeah, like,
money for you
yeah,
later.
yeah, like if it's loose, then.
But with that, he's just seeing very shiny.
He just went and touched it. Ow.
Okay, I'll check again. Somewhere. Or, yeah, I'll check again.
Well, this area is really shiny. Let me move over here.
Yeah. You know what? What's that? 9? What is it?
It's investigation, which is intelligence, I believe.
11?
11.
No, 12. Yeah, 12.
So you find a few tiny stone, about maybe a quarter-inch thick,
That's
of
fine.
diamond laying there.
I'll put them in my bag.
I'll give you 3 quarter-inch, 10-carat diamond.
That's a tiny.
That's badass. And we can all do that.
You can all check the walls if you
Well, I'm
want
gonna
to.
check the wall.
I'm gonna chip at mine with my sword. Oh,
I
that would
don't
break my
want
sword?
to. I mean, I want to, but then again, I don't want to.
With it.
Why?
Does he have like?
Is a rat gonna
he's
come
just
out?
stronger than me naturally.
No.
No,
Like, they're
but-
just loose rock, like
Oh.
little pieces sticking out of the wall.
Yeah, like you can just.
Yeah, I
That's
was
not-
just thinking because
that's not
Damn it, man.
That's shiny, too.
I guess I can.
No, I didn't. Like he took all of it.
I can't see.
14.
Plus what? Intelligence?
Yeah, it's your intelligence.
16.
And in order to use like I would need to have investigation check marked in order to be able to add the intelligence.
No.
Huh?
Yeah, what numbers do we add to what we're
Yeah, no, it
rolling?
has to be check marked to add your intelligence bonus to it.
For investigation?
Yeah, because it's a skill.
Well, yeah, I don't have that, so it would have been a 9.
You still would have found 1 or 2.
Well, yeah, I mean, if
They're
they were just
tiny
laying
pieces.
there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll for a second.
You get 8 quarter-inch fragments of 10 karat diamond.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking A. God damn it, I keep grabbing the wrong book. Bad. Ow.
What
At 3.
Yeah, no.
You basically just walked over to where I got mine and was like,
I don't see none.
You pricked yourself on one of the little
Okay,
freaking-
so
I found more blood!
So you guys are facing,
I found the source of the blood.
as far as you guys can see with where you're at, the tunnel has to go at least 60 feet in front of you.
Yeah, and we can see the end of the tunnel.
No, we can see
Okay.
60 feet and it goes at least
Yeah.
that far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that, like for dark vision, after 60 feet, it just
Is this
goes to black.
is this tunnel getting any narrower? Because
It's still
still
full. You
we're
can
still
still-
walking forward.
Yeah. You have to keep in mind that in a mining tunnel in this day and age, they didn't have tracks. Most of them didn't have tracks. They had to put big wooden carts, and they had to be able to fit something to pull those wooden carts through there.
Okay.
Should
So
we?
you got room.
Should we go back and then go through the tunnel? Go through the other.
Well,
or
the
continue
blood
looking
trail
for the-
did kind of fade out, right?
Yeah.
We didn't find
Yeah.
anything at the
It
end of
faded out pretty much at the fork.
Okay, so
So,
go back to
I'm just gonna call it a fork instead of fish.
It's because we did see that rat, and it went onto the left side. That's the reason why we went down this
Pretty
road.
much.
So we're gonna continue going down this one.
I think we should.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's our best thing right now.
Okay. Alright.
So
So-
how far do you guys want to venture forward at this point?
Well, I turn to the ferry. Do you want to take the lead on this one?
I can.
You're smaller than the rest of us.
And you could turn on your stealth.
or invisibility.
Well, we don't know that she has that.
Oh
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
You're
said,
Why
told
is
us
it
by
so-
now.
yeah.
I know, like,
No,
come on, man. So
no.
what's your deal?
No, so like when you're in character, we can only take each other
So
at face
as
value unless
in-
we actually explain.
Oh,
But
okay.
can like I ask you?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but
You,
she can also not answer. Or?
yeah. So like you can ask her like, do you have any special skills that might help us? And then it's up to her if she wants to answer.
Okay, so you're just gonna ask her like that?
Mhm.
Okay.
So you're just gonna ask her.
Well, that's
Yeah.
So it's up to you to determine whether you want to talk to them or not. They're asking if you have any skills that might help scout ahead, basically.
Well, no, I just asked her if she wanted to take the lead.
So you're just assuming.
No, she's smaller. Something comes out, there's a better chance that she can get out of the way before we can.
Yeah, because my speed's not faster, but if I wanted to, if something was coming for me, I could just go invisible.
But again,
But they
we
don't
would
know
really
that.
know that about you. Yeah.
Well, I know, but that.
But she's telling us.
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm telling y'all. Like if
Cool,
if
now
we
we know.
were getting
The more you
so
know.
so John says,
So yeah. So
hey, you want to take
specifically,
point, and you're like, yeah, it's cool because I'm
you
really
need
fast.
to announce in game you're telling them that you have the ability to go invisible. Because if not, they won't know.
well, I didn't say out of game.
But we were having a discussion out of the game.
Yeah, no,
which I
No.
did.
no,
but
but
you-
she's actually telling the characters.
Well, that's what I said. She needs to specify that with me.
Okay,
Because
but
we were having a conversation out of game, and
just
then
a minute ago you didn't say out of game. You were just
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking in game, and you
we
made
were
a big deal.
talking- We had a whole
That's where we do
conversation
the
out of game.
Okay,
No.
so yes, she relays this to the rest
Yes.
of us. There.
Cool.
Alright.
So now you guys know she can go invisible on a whim.
Cool. Man, that must be really hard if she passes out drunk and invisible. What the hell do I have to roll? Yeah, right? Right, it is.
We walking through, kick something, all of a sudden you see a mug fall on the other side of the room, like,
Found her.
Is she injured? Picks up a wing. I don't know.
Is she injured or just passed out drunk?
Probably
With
both.
one wing,
She's gonna kick our
running around
ass.
in a circle.
Good thing is out of this out of game, she does have the ability to regrow those if they break or fall off.
Is that
They're
like a
like
common fairy thing, or
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it something? Okay, cool. So we would kind of know that about her, anyways.
If you knew about fairies.
Yeah. So
Okay,
yeah.
so
So we'll let you
you
go.
feel comfortable taking?
And then we're gonna. How far are we gonna go? We're gonna go about like 10
so
feet.
until we go.
It's okay. So
I
is she gonna go up 60 feet without us, and then see what she can
I
see?
mean, I say let her go like 10 or 15 feet, and we follow behind her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that way, if there's a threat coming, she can give us a heads up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
So
be in
we
the
can do
back.
that.
So you're gonna go at 15 feet.
with your fiddle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
You're just gonna be fiddling about in the back, are you?
It's like he knows.
so you get to 15 feet, and you can see. Of course, you can see 15 feet further now. The room leads into an actual cavern that opens up.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'll tell.
And then I go and tell them that, hey, there's a big old cavern in front.
Are you just yelling that from like where you're at, or do you? have to
Pretty
come
much
back to
because
us?
there's
Yeah.
nothing
It's
in
only 15
the.
feet, right?
What did it
Yeah.
sound like was in there?
I didn't hear anything at the moment. Yeah.
No more skittering, or
Well,
is that's still?
I
going
wouldn't
on?
be-
You guys are gonna constantly hear scuttering
Yeah.
across the
Yeah.
cavern.
So now that we're talking out loud, like she's somewhat yelling from 15 feet away, is there any more activity
Well, I mean,
going on?
in something like this, you really wouldn't need to yell. I mean, there's no other noise than the skittering.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
So we're not drawing any extra attention to us.
Not really.
Okay.
No.
They're already aware of your presence.
yeah.
So,
Because we threw
That
that
message
fucking.
around.
well, not just the throwing, but the conversations,
Yeah.
the steps, everything like that.
That last guy they killed.
Yeah.
So I have the blood. I'm thinking we could do something with that as far as like drawing them out, or you know, because
I mean, it's worth a shot, but it's old blood.
yeah.
Also, from where you're at right now, you can tell that the 60 foot, because the way your vision works is it cones of a 60 foot. So you can tell that this room's a lot bigger than what you can see.
Okay.
And it seems to be made out of the same material, and there are stalactites and whatever else in there. It looks like a normal dwelling cave, but it's all made of diamond.
Okay. And then, again, I tell y'all that
Yeah.
the room's bigger than what I can see, and that's a lot from me. Since
And judging by where you guys are now in the cavern, all of you are pretty well aware of the fact that you are pretty much sitting under the castle.
Hmm.
Or the entryway to the castle, I guess I should be more specific on that.
I still say we keep going. Still have my weapon ready.
Okay.
So you guys are going to proceed into the cavern?
Yeah.
Okay. So upon entering the first part of the cavern at the front, this room expands pretty wide. We're talking, you guys can't even see all the way to your right or left. However, in front of you, your dark vision is fading to a brightness. And there is a tunnel in front of you, but you guys can't see down it because now it's bright,
So there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
pretty much.
Okay. Are the walls still made of this diamond stuff
Yeah.
that we've been running
Yeah,
into?
but if it's diamond, then it's actually illuminating the room because all the
Right,
the
yeah,
light
that's
is
what I
flashing.
Your dark vision will still pick up most of the room in black and white, but you'll start seeing color within it once you get close enough to the objects.
So how far is our natural vision? Like,
Your
when it
natural
comes to,
vision is
like,
30
light?
feet.
Oh, okay.
No,
I was like, so we see further in the dark than we do in the light? Or?
Yes. You see way further.
Unless
in
you're
the dark.
outside.
Like straight details. Yeah.
oh well, yeah.
Like in dark vision with 60 feet, you can see perfect details, just not color. In normal vision, 30 feet, and then after that, you can still see, but you can't make out every object.
So it's
and all
just
the
like
fine
shadows
details.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
How tall is it in here?
Pretty fucking tall. There's not an exact way for you guys to measure this one. You know you could probably stack up on top of each other and still wouldn't even come close.
No, like, can we see the ceiling?
Yes, you
Okay.
can see the ceiling.
So how far down the tunnel is the light?
It's right at the entrance of the tunnel.
On the other side.
Yeah.
So would that be like would that be the light from coming from the inside of the castle, or like the dungeons that are at the bottom of the castle,
That's
or
something you'll have to adventure to
I
figure
think
out
we'll
right
just
there.
keep walking in it. Walk to the end of it.
like do y'all want to walk to the
Uh,
light, or do y'all want
So,
to
so we all
explore?
realize that we're underneath the castle right now, right?
Mm.
So this is technically leading us into the castle of the people that invested in this property that this is sitting on. Why is there like a secret entrance into this castle from here?
Well, that, and we're doing circles too. Like if you think about it,
We've only made 2 lefts.
huh?
We've only made 2 lefts, no?
But it was kind of
It was-
veering off.
Yeah, it was a veering left, but it still doesn't come into a circle
Yeah.
yet.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is where we started was by the castle.
No, in the
No,
tavern.
yeah.
Oh, in the tavern.
Yeah, yeah.
So now
yeah,
we've
we
made
were
it
in
all the way back to the castle of like the rich
Are there any
people that-
doors in this?
If you want to examine the room, like I said, your dark vision doesn't reach all the way to the end of both sides of this room. It's
So I'm
that
starting
big.
to think that the meter
Okay,
around
so
starting to
are we
really
gonna
big
continue
problem.
going left of the room?
Hmm?
Are we gonna continue going left?
I think if somebody tried to escape from this and got caught by this mean rat. These mean rats. Mean rats might not even have anything to do with why we're here.
I bet
If
it's a
it's
sulfur
leading-
smell in here.
It's pretty much gone at this point. It's still faint, but it's not near as bad as it was until you entered the diamond area of the tunnels.
And are the walls all chewed up here too?
They're scratched up.
Oh,
The
it's
rats
not-
have
it's
been
not
here.
enough.
No more bones.
There are, since you have said you wanted to look around the room, there are, but you can only make out a few fragments to your left, and then to your right, it's more of like clothes and garbs and stuff like that.
The remains.
It's. I think it's someone's like
Yeah, the
lair
people down
or
there.
whatever.
So.
No, I'm thinking it's more like someone's spot. Or
But if it's
den.
underneath the castle?
Yeah, like if we're generally somewhere under the castle, I mean, they could just be throwing prisoners down here.
Yeah, getting rid of stuff.
The dead body.
That's what I'm saying.
But
There's
with
a rats
clothes
that
on
big
one
of a
side
deal.
and
Somebody on,
bodies
there's
on the
somebody on
other?
that other side of the tunnel.
So
that
it's
we need to
someone
get worried
separating
about.
these things.
Why would they need it after
So-
the town?
What are
That
you
was less
doing?
than 20 minutes.
I mean, we can go and investigate the lit tunnel, or we can go back and find another path.
I want to see what's on here.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
gonna
go to the tunnel.
So as you're approaching the door, the ground starts to vibrate real hard underneath you.
Ooh, skins.
In the center, right before you would get to that tunnel, the ground starts lifting up, and there's a throne.
Like lifting under us?
No, like, okay, so I can't do this without a dry erase board very well.
So the floor is
Like this is the floor. This is the
you
throne.
guys, and here is the tunnel entrance right there.
Mhm.
So right at the tunnel entrance is where your throne is going.
And it
Okay.
just
My
lifts up,
shit-
and it
my
lifts up on the
crappy
ground like
drawing.
that,
So
right?
that's you.
So it's actually like coming from the ground in
Yeah,
front of
it's
us.
lifting straight up out of the ground.
Okay.
And there's a throne. It is black and gold.
Is there anybody sitting on it?
Nope.
No bones, nothing.
How does this look?
It looks like it's been used quite often and quite frequently, most recently. It's
Yeah, like
clean,
very dust
even
out,
for
like-
coming off
Wait,
the
did
ground.
we trigger it? We triggered it to rise up out of the ground. Right?
We don't know.
No, that's what I'm asking. Did you trigger something? Did you step on something?
that-
Can we ask that? Like,
Yeah, you can ask that, and then that would be an investigation or a perception check. I don't care which one you want to make.
Okay.
okay, I'd be like,
Are you
well,
asking?
Yeah, I mean, I can check. 5. And then, what is it?
Perception.
Perception or investigation, whichever one's higher.
Well, I've only got perception.
Yeah, me too.
And perception's wisdom, I believe, so you would add your wisdom bonus.
9.
Anyone else rolling?
Yeah.
what did we learn from that? Nothing. Oh, it is
I'll
done.
explain in a second. I
Oh.
wanted to make sure nobody else was rolling.
Ooh, 4.
Well,
'Cause-
do you have perception or
Yeah,
investigation?
so it's gonna be a 7.
Anyone
Oh,
else?
so I'll roll 2.
Okay.
What, 20, right?
Yep.
Come on, 40. Oh. 14. So wisdom plus
Well,
1, so 15.
Okay, you rolling for this?
After I roll a nat one, I always fear of rolling again. Because that is my biggest fear.
17.
19.
Okay, so for you two, you guys are looking around trying to figure out if you guys activated something. Nothing's really coming to mind. These two discover that on the ground there was a fine line of stone, and you guys stepped over that fine line. And then, to you two's knowledge, that's probably what triggered the throne to come up.
Interesting.
And that's and do you guys know what it was made out of?
With the throne?
No, the stone. The stone on the floor.
But that's what I was wondering too, because was the entire floor, because everything else has been all diamond.
Yeah.
So now we're now
But keep
seeing
in
that
mind
just-
that there is still dirt trails, like dust and dirt and debris. So, but
Real,
this,
real professional.
This is why season's ending right now. I
um,
need to do some stuff in like 20 minutes.
but the stone line is like looks like it's made to trigger something when you step over it. It's real fine stone. It looks like it has been designed this way, shaven, carved out,
So, okay.
and it's the only area that you can see on the ground that has got this
Okay.
line.
So
then-
we've kind of already done like a brief like overview. We don't see anything else that might trigger something.
No.
Okay.
And it's only one little spot that line of
Yeah.
stone is. It
The
doesn't lead
line
anywhere.
extends as
What
far
do-
as you guys can see left and right.
Oh, okay.
What do we see above the throne?
There you go. Thank you. So above the throne, you're gonna see the same same holes that you were seeing, like Swiss cheese.
Okay.
However, there's one big one. Like even
medium
you
vacuum.
two could fit through it easily, with a lot of breathing room. What comes to mind is you think of that half orc you guys met as the bodyguard, and the bouncer. He could fit through it with no problem. Still have room to turn and move and turn side to side.
How
and
tall is the ceiling?
So it's gonna be the king
throne?
rat.
above the throne, so the ceiling does do a drop down. Above the throne, it's probably about 10-15 feet up. And while looking up there, you notice there are claw marks going in, look like they go in and out of that hole.
So the king rat, right?
You know what this
I don't
means,
think
right?
I said the elfin.
Well,
Which elf? There's two of you.
Oh no, I mean Zenditharian.
Well, we realized back in the previous of the tunnels that the holes that the rats have gone through, they've gotten bigger.
As you guys
Over,
have progressed.
yeah. So the only thing that I'm telling y'all is, what if they're actually bigger than what they
Yeah.
were previous?
Yeah.
Like,
Or
what
if
if they're like mutating and they're growing bigger as we progress down?
Yeah.
So
or it's a rat
definitely-
king.
Right. Yeah. The rat king.
Okay.
so yeah, you want to go ahead and throw the variant now?
I'll slowly, like
Well,
very cautiously, start moving towards the throne.
Start moving towards the throne.
I don't think we should.
I want.
do that.
Okay, being that ranger, wouldn't I be better equipped to do that? Like in case there are any traps or anything ahead. Should I scout for traps? Can I do that? Can
Yeah.
I look for traps ahead of us?
Yes, you can.
I mean, if y'all want me to, I can cast my invisibility and fly up there to look
But-
inside.
you didn't check. Okay, yeah, you do have all your skills.
It's like you didn't fill out your.
No, I was looking at her skills and it didn't look like she had any X's
So much red
anywhere.
tape in this game.
Okay. I was trying to see what skill I would use. Okay, so this is out of game, and for the new players, flying will not trigger 4 traps whatsoever.
Yeah.
So her flying ahead is great,
But only for her.
but only for her.
Okay.
Because if there's any danger present on the ground,
So
it
I-
doesn't affect her because she's in the air.
I want to say I'll scout ahead towards that throne cautiously, looking
Okay.
for traps.
How far forward do you want to leave from your party?
Um,
Because from where you're at to the throne is
I think
probably
we should take.
I think
the-
I
25 feet
I think I
tops.
kind of want you guys to go back to where we came in case I do trigger anything. I might be the only one in the room.
Are you
But
sure you wanna
then,
be
but
the
then,
only one in
but
the
then I'm
room?
locked out, or I'm locked in by myself if I do
Well-
trigger something.
We're gonna get back
Well,
far enough
that-
to.
that's assuming like something locks the doors.
Right. So do you guys want to drop back to like a safe distance, not outside, but just a little
Maybe,
bit further back,
against
so
the
I
walls.
can just
Yeah.
move like 4
Yeah.
or 5 feet and see what's up?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
How
where
far
you,
away from the throne am I, Benny?
you're
Yes.
about 35 feet or 25 feet. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. We'll do like a good 8 feet of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody else steps back and I go 8 feet
Yeah.
forward.
How far do you guys want to step back? You're 20 feet from the entryway right now.
I think like 10.
Where's the stone trap?
The stone trap
But oh, she's the only one that
is
saw it.
right at the 20-foot line.
Yeah.
So you guys go behind that line.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
I'll-
take them
I'll-
back behind that line.
Yeah.
then-
Well, she's flying, so
Well, no, but she can see it to tell you guys where it is because you guys didn't see it.
So like
well,
what
yeah,
he's saying
yeah,
is like
yeah,
I
no.
can tell y'all when to step over it.
Well,
no.
that distance, like that's where
Yeah,
you
no,
go.
because after y'all found it, y'all relayed everything. So like we know it's there.
Yeah, you guys
okay.
told him.
So
you
go back to
specifically
that
told
point.
him.
Yeah. So I'll
Like
step
just-
back behind it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so,
like
you
a
guys
foot.
all just take the 1 foot back. So
Mhm.
now you guys are 19 feet from the entry. And for shits and giggles, Blue's right there. How far do you want to proceed? Like I said, you're about 25 feet. from
8
the throne.
feet.
8 feet? Okay. So
And I'm
I
searching for
hate
traps
this
in
because
the-
I don't have squares and shit to measure out anything. Okay, so advancing the 8 feet, you can see that because now you have more of a color than you did even 8 feet ago because of the light reflection.
So it's getting brighter.
Yeah. So after you step forward 5 feet, at the 5 foot mark, you see another piece of the ground come up on both sides of the throne. And there's 2 smaller chairs sitting there. Same design as the throne, but they're smaller.
So a whole court.
Can we see this?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
60 feet. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys can see it just fine. You see what's
well,
happening.
then I've already seen all this. Well, but I'm searching for traps here. I'm not like really
Yeah.
going to look at the detail of the throne. I'm just making sure it's safe for you guys to come forward
Mhm.
to.
So, and what triggered that was the same line of rocks.
Okay. So then I'm gonna. So I can see at least from here to the throne perfectly clear, right? So I'm gonna look for another one of these triggers and step right before it.
Okay. Go ahead and do a investigation.
Or,
Intelligence.
intelligence. Oh, I don't have that.
Well, on
still
here
roll, but
it
it
would be
doesn't-
investigation.
I don't
Like,
have investigation either.
If it's not checked, you just roll it.
Okay.
yeah.
10.
Okay, so you see another line about 5 feet in front of you of the same type of stones.
Okay.
But again, it stretches all the way across the room.
I guess I'm cautiously stepping over.
Okay, so as you step over it, that big hole that was above you, you see that it starts to basically move to the side. It opens even further up. And you hear a squealing voice of who enters.
Okay. Alright, so I'm calling y'all to come forward because at this point it's safe up to right here, and now this is happening, so I want you guys back with me.
So you're hearing a squeaky voice basically yelling, "Who dares enter?"
So we talk back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you got the loudest voice, man? Go. I'm gonna be there going.
We're 4 adventurers contracted to find out what's going on.
So you entered the Rat King's nest for this reason?
I knew it was a rat.
We didn't know that it was the Rat King's nest.
Well,
Yeah,
we didn't
you
know
guys
that.
were right. I'm just not allowed to say you
Yeah.
were right. The whole arc is it's called the Rat King.
Yeah, as far as we were aware, it was a mining facility, and we were sent to investigate the mine.
Yeah, we were contracted by the castle, the people that own the castle that
The
you
owner?
were living under, because they're the ones that are paying us, right?
Well, out of character, we were contracted by the tavern owner.
Oh, because that.
Yeah.
But we met. We didn't meet the girl.
No.
No, the tavern owner was the
Yeah.
guy. Who,
That was the only one.
Yeah, we've never met the
Ah.
king or anything.
Should we
like that.
apologize for entering? without.
Okay, so you're telling him you were here, sitting down here to inspect the mine. He
Yeah.
has to inspect it for what?
For other rats.
For mutated rats, right? Or should we not say mutated?
I would not say mutated.
Should we not drop a hard M right away on him?
Yep. Just we
I
were.
apologize and just explain that we were hired here and we didn't really know what we were stepping into.
They didn't really tell us what we were getting into, just to investigate the mines because they had heard things underneath it.
So you guys weren't sent here to exterminate us, like that last poor soul that tried to wander down here by himself to assassinate me.
I say with the honest.
No, we were here to investigate.
Now that is going to be persuasion.
I got persuasion.
I do.
I don't.
I have oh no I don't. I have advantage against
Sounds
being
like
charmed.
oops.
15.
I can over
18.
Okay, I gotta roll his fucking insight. He's not buying it. He said that.
Yeah, I say we come on.
Maybe
I
we
would
ask
like to-
what's going on, like, can
or
we
ask him why he thinks somebody's trying to exterminate him.
Because they've been trying to exterminate us since we built this kingdom.
Who?
All of you Earth dwellers.
It's kind of vague. You can't really blanket carpet us. I have blanket statements like that, man. You're saying we're not all humans are bad.
He goes, so go ahead, all four of you, since you guys have good knowledge of this town, roll me a history check.
Or is it her story?
11.
Mine
What'd
is
she
plus
just get?
2.
3.
I remember I knew about this place a long time ago, but I forgot a lot of stuff.
16 plus 2 is 7.
I used to be really smart, but I
What?
got a hit on the
That's a
head.
9, homeboy.
Is it? It's because that look. It's because that mark looked like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the dot. So you had a what?
11.
What was yours?
11.
And we know who
I
didn't
thought
pay
we were on
attention
the
in
east
school.
side.
Don't ask the drunk.
So we know which two didn't pay attention. Okay, so you guys
To
vaguely
be fair,
remember.
to be fair, out of character, she's always drunk.
Yeah. So you guys vaguely remember back in your day when you first joined the Adventurers Guild, you guys had to take classes to learn the history of the area.
No, the rule is
These two. You two obviously just goofed off in class all day.
because we're badass.
You guys were told that after the dwarves abandoned this area for mining, that there lived an underground civilization. And when the kingdom was built here, there was a war between the underground and the kingdom.
How long ago was this?
Probably about 1,000 years ago.
So there's a really ancient grudge going here.
And to this day, you guys had heard there have been rumors and a couple sightings here and there of the dwellers from the underground, but nobody could ever confirm that they lived here and that they still existed as a civilization underground.
So I'll relay all of this
Okay,
politely.
so basically, you relay the information that there used to be an underground civilization here after the dwarves had abandoned the mines, and then when the kingdom was built, there was a war over whose land it was.
No, I'll actually change because being part drow, I'll word it in a way that's like when the king. Oh, fuck, I just had it too.
There used to be a civilization in what?
And then when the kingdom began its construction, they went to war with the underground citizens.
And that ended with us winning, or like the.
Well, I mean, there's a castle.
Yeah.
So basically I'll word it in a way that a drow would. You know, like I don't like above ground, so.
So he kind of scurries out of his hole.
Towards us?
He comes out of the hole and he climbs down the wall, and he's just standing there. I'm going to give you a picture. The only thing I want you to picture with this, though, is he's wearing a robe and a gold crown. That's what he looks like.
So he's Like, so do we politely ask him if he's a Rat King, or do we just assume he is?
Pretty much assume he's right.
Alright, yeah.
As he gets down and he stands up on just 2 feet.
Okay.
Okay?
Do we bow?
He's 8.5 feet tall.
Do we bow?
And when I say he's built, like, this guy looks like he spent 50 years in prison. All he did was work out every day from sun up, sundown.
We'll send the gnome after him.
Go for the legs.
Right?
You know, he skipped leg day.
Just swole top of the legs.
So, do you remember the 2 slightly smaller holes that were up on there, too? You see 2 more rats come out, and they drop down and stand up on their 2 hind legs, too. They're not as tall, but one of them's wearing a silver crown, and the other one's wearing a bronze crown.
So,
I think we should kneel.
yeah, or not kneel so much, but like definitely,
At least
I
now.
want to take my hand off of my weapon and stuff, so we're not threatening them.
Yeah,
Just come at them with a friendly tone, like, hey.
I'll actually follow suit. Like, I'll make it a point to show that I'm putting my whip away, and then I'll actually take a knee.
I'm still
Okay.
gonna have my fiddle out.
So,
What's with him?
Maybe
you know,
weaken
these
him.
adventures, they get long.
Right?
it's a good thing he doesn't know what a bard is. So, you guys put your weapons away, and you guys hear a bunch of metal sheathe all at once.
Oh, good.
And suddenly the scurrying stops.
Cool. So, what do we want to ask him?
So, I guess while I'm taking a knee, basically it's like, you know, I'll pronounce my name, you know, from one underground dweller to another one. You know, thank you
Introduce
for...
ourselves?
Yeah,
You guys introduce yourselves?
yeah.
Okay. So, let me get his name real quick.
Ra's
Rat
For
alcohol.
Batman?
That's the only thing that I have to find real quick, because I have everything on one page but the names. I had to keep scrolling back and forth.
So, the tunnel that the light was coming from, that's where he jumped out of?
His throne is in front of that light.
Okay, so there's still something for
Yeah.
beyond that.
Okay. So,
So we could ask him.
the Rat King points to the one wearing the silver crown and says, "This is Nibbles." That's his actual name.
Nibble?
I can't even say it with a straight face. His name is Nibbles Brains.
Hey,
He goes
this
by
is
the
the rat
nickname.
underworld.
He
alright?
goes.
You know,
Nibbles
you know,
Brains?
you know how.
No, he goes by the nickname. He bows and he introduces himself as Nibbles, but he says, "I prefer the name Brains."
But you never get
And
far in
his
this life as
okay,
a rat
so
named Nibbles.
keep
It's
this
gotta
in
be a tough
mind.
motherfucker.
The Rat King's dialect is squeaky. This dude speaks perfect common,
Huh.
like absolutely.
Just a higher pitch.
No, he speaks perfect. Like if he put a hood on, you wouldn't know he was a rat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, minus the gigantic size, but
Yeah, but it's gigantic size.
I mean, there's other stuff that big, right?
Well,
You
to
wouldn't
them,
automatically
yeah,
be
because
a
remember I
rat.
said he wasn't near it. They weren't near as tall as the king.
yeah, no, I think he was talking about the king.
But the king is the one with the squeaky voice.
Yeah,
And then
And his-
Nibbles is the one with the perfect common.
yeah.
Okay.
Here we ask.
Like
that's
you
his
can
son?
tell this guy is very intellectual.
Is-
And then the king signs over to the other one. What is the Pinkerton?
Is
That is
the
this
bronze-
one's name. Huh?
The bronze.
yeah.
Look at that.
He says you can just call him Pink,
Mr. King.
but his voice is kind of squeaky.
Do they all have like similar traits, right? They just all look like rats, or is there something?
They look
different
more
about them?
humid rat. Okay, so you know the 4-eyed rat or the 6-eyed rat I
Right.
showed you?
Yeah.
They look nothing like that. They have normal humanish features.
Well, they all look like that guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're
They're just not as built
Okay.
and not as tall.
Alright.
So, from what you guys can understand from them, is they are younglings. They're not old. So, the Rat King, he calls himself Lotus. And he said that's not his birth name, but that's what he's gonna call himself.
Oh man, let's skip
So he
all
likes
these
flowers?
But again, yeah, like flowers. He's still got a real high-pitched, squeaky voice. He's definitely not the most intellectual.
Does he
of the
sound
group.
like Shaggy from Scooby Doo?
I bet he sounds like the dude off Grown Ups, the big bulky guy at the water park.
Yeah, I can actually see that.
Damn
being
it! I
more of a
really need
fit.
to watch Grown Ups. This is like the 10th time it's been referenced since they all moved in, and I'm like,
The Canadian dude.
Yeah. Anyways.
so Nibbles.
Okay.
After we threw that rock at him, just quieted down, right?
You're right.
Fucking Nibbles.
So he goes ahead, and you hear him. He basically mumbles something. The Rat King mumbles something under his breath, and the entire room lights up. You can see this entire room, and yes, there is a pile of bones, and then clothes. What?
Out of character, I just realized the two young ones. If you think about it, it's Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how that was purposely
Okay.
Yeah.
made too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just carry on.
So I actually think that's how they purposely wrote this too, because I read that.
Like, wait,
I
I've
had
seen this episode.
I had the same thought, and then I was like, meh. And then it dawned on me when I just said it again. I was like, let's see if anyone else picks up this reference. Way to go, Wizards of the Coast. We love you. You made a
Right.
Pinky and the Brain reference.
Yes.
Well, I loved Pinky and the Brain. That's why it just came here. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
wait a second, this is... Yeah.
So, like I said, he mumbles something under his breath, and the whole room lights up. So, you guys can see now the pile of bones clearly on the far side of the room, and the pile of clothes have been separated, and all the belongings are on the other side of the room. And he starts mumbling something else under his breath, and he tells you guys to move.
How old do the clothes look?
They range a couple weeks, months, couple years, and some of them look ancient.
Okay.
Same as the bones. Most of them look like if you touch them, they would turn to dust, and some of them are newer. Some of them still have flesh rotting off of them. And he asks you guys to move to the side as he's mumbling something, and you feel the floor start to vibrate.
Move.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys move out of the way, and this table comes up from underneath the ground where you guys are at.
Ooh, it's their dinner table.
And it's not a very long table, maybe 6 feet long, not long at all. And a couple chairs come up with it on pedestal, and he asks you guys to take a seat.
I feel safe.
Okay.
I feel okay.
I thank him and I
Yeah.
sit.
Okay, so I wrote this part in here, it wasn't in here, and I'm making this as a known fact out of game. He offers you guys alcohol.
Oh, god damn it. She's drunk again. And I'll take it.
Bad.
I've been known to partake.
I will have one.
I thank him, but I'll decline. But I will remove my hood.
Ah, we're presented by another underworlder.
What, didn't you already mention that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but-
Whenever I greeted.
At face value, he barely believed what he was saying when you guys
Yeah.
came in the room.
Plus, like because I'm in just a giant hooded robe, so you can't see my face at all. Like all you can see is white hair. But
Okay.
So he notes the fact that you're another Underdark, and he claps his hands, and you see 4 of the 6-eyed rats come out. Each of them are holding a giant pitcher and a giant cup. And when I mean giant cup, for you guys, this thing's huge. I'm talking, think of Polar Pop when they had the big plastic tall
Yeah.
glasses.
I'm actually trying to find some of those, by the way.
And they fill it all the way up to the brim, and they set them in front of you 3.
Oh, nice. Ask for one.
You're getting one. You're getting one his size.
Okay.
So him and the other 2 take a seat, and for lore knowledge, these are his kids, obviously, if you couldn't tell.
Well, yeah, I was...
To
yeah,
clarify
I was like,
for
is it,
everyone
is it
else.
like safe to assume that those are his
Yeah.
kids, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And they all sit down at the throne, and he's brought a mug each as well. And he's like, what is the reason you were sent down here? We've had numerous assassins, and he points to the bones. As you can tell. He goes, I'm 850 years old.
I say
I
try
know
not
this
to
stuff.
bullshit him. I feel like we should come clean with it and
Yeah.
just be like, we didn't know what we were getting into. We just had an invitation from
Yeah.
To investigate. That's it.
investigate. Well, I mean, they.
I'm taking a sip of my beer.
Well, I
I'll-
feel like we came down here with
Maybe
little to no knowledge of
Yeah,
why we were
I'll-
all picked
yeah.
to be here.
I'll begin to.
Or we've all barely met tonight. You know?
Yeah, I'll start telling the hotel from getting the invitation to what the contract was
This is
to
where
us
we're
meet,
at,
like
yeah.
like the whole thing.
I say break it down too.
Down. That's the posting. Thank you. Okay. He asks if you were invited by Selenia or Top Deer.
We don't know any Selena.
Yes,
No?
He says yes, so both.
yes.
He's 850 years old. He's
Selena
gonna ask
was
which
actually the one to greet us first.
But we didn't meet her.
Yeah, Selenia.
She was the
remember?
high elf.
That's what I said earlier. Anyway. That's what I said, because we met her,
You
right?
see his
But
facial
we just
expression
didn't-
change to more of an angry when you mentioned that you had met Selenia.
Wait, so out of game, am I sipping on my flask just floating in
No,
the air?
you got that big
Swimming
glass
around
in
in
your
here.
hand. I mean, it just shrunk
Well,
down to
I
your
didn't know
size.
because you said y'all, like you three, like
no,
he gave.
you three, because he
Oh,
said
okay.
no.
Yeah, because I declined.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you've got this giant ass cup that when you touch it, it shrinks down. And you're being studied real close by Brain, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Like, he is looking pretty shocked that every time you set the cup down, it gets big again.
Well, like
Is it shocked by he's never seen that kind of magic before? Or
Basically, yeah.
Shocked like.
so like basically as I'm telling the tale, like whenever I mention her, like you can see my obvious disgust.
And while he's explaining all this stuff, I'm gonna start playing my fiddle. Just
He's gonna
for
try to entertain,
entertainment.
calm the mood a little
As-
bit.
There's like 3 rats in the
As he does that, I just put my hand against his fiddle, like this is not the time.
Not right now. No.
Sorry, I'm a little buzzed.
strong rat beer.
Okay, so after you mentioned that, he said Top Deer's been sending people down here to try to get rid of my kind since he discovered my daughter up there investigating the new construction going on.
What happened to her?
Yeah.
We haven't seen her since she went up to the surface side
Well, maybe we could
How
be
long
of some
ago was
use,
that?
no?
about a month ago. There was a trap door we had, so at night we can get out, we go get scraps of food, and come back down here.
Scraps is 8 feet tall.
I don't care. I think he was talking about the other rats.
And as you can tell, and he points to the bones, they know we're here. They've known for years upon years that we're here. This is the first time they've gotten really aggressive sending people down here.
It's real shady that they decided that this tunnel that goes from the castle to the tavern that they just opened. Why? I'm suspect of who we're working for.
Yeah.
I guess.
So what do you ask about Selenia?
She is the one who originated the war on our kingdom down here when they decided to build this kingdom.
Okay, out of character. Fuck. Fuck.
He goes on to tell you guys that the High Elf Society is the one that built this kingdom for the humans.
I hide
and
my
that-
elf ears.
When she came to this land after the dwarves had left the mines, he explains that we lived in harmony with the dwarves. We worked with them. He goes on to explain that their DNA heritage might not be what you expect. That the reason they have a lot of
Humanistic traits.
is because they had a lot of rat species and dwarven species breeding, elven species.
Yeah, I was like, this just jumped into a real shady area, man.
He goes,
So you're telling me
even-
these dwarves got real lonely,
Right?
right?
In the back of my head, I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, these rich people were raping his mom and grandma.
No. It was the dwarves raping.
And
Basically, they were using rats as fleshlights.
Yeah.
he goes on to explain that they had elves and humans down here. And he goes, we all lived in harmony at one point until that bitch came out.
What caused?
The high elf.
Did she know?
Why did?
Yeah, she knew they were there.
She knew
Why
they
did
were
the
there
dwarves
before
leave?
they started the construction and stuff?
Why did the dwarves leave?
That's a good question.
The dwarves left because they were forced out.
By-
They were commanded by their leader to leave the mine behind because the elves had taken control as property, had bought it from them as their property.
Why hasn't he bought it back?
Can't afford it.
No, I'm
trying to
saying
buy something from the last.
Yeah, against the high elves, there's no way.
He tried
Yeah.
to he goes on to explain that he tried to negotiate a price to keep it as his, and negotiations fell through, and his great grandmother was slaughtered during the negotiation process as a statement.
So negotiation, not so much, more like a
Yeah.
hostile takeover.
Yeah.
Wow.
He points to the tunnel behind him, and he goes, as you guys are probably aware, we're pretty much right underneath underneath the castle.
So-
He said this tunnel doesn't lead to the castle. The reason you're seeing light is it leads to a cave behind the castle that takes you out onto the shore and next to the forest. Because they had to build something so they could get out and get food and come back in.
So then the dwarves got to a certain point, and then they took over to
Yeah.
make it to the other side.
Yep.
Okay. And immediately they went under their enemy's house.
Well, no, because
They were there, right?
out of character, they like everything was in harmony until the high elves stepped in, and then the high elves were like, okay, we own this now. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
And the rats were like, okay, let us buy it from you. So they slaughtered, as an example.
Dwarves, gnomes,
Yeah, they
Rats.
basically slaughtered whoever to prove their point.
high elves.
That's what I'm saying. But now the rats are underneath them.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
yeah,
still-
they're under the humans.
You want one?
But
But strategically, though,
yeah,
like they're there on purpose.
Yeah.
They could have gone anywhere.
as far as we know.
She was thirsty. I was like, we did get an extra Dr. Pepper. Of course, we need to learn to stop leaving the straws in there whenever we get these. So, at this point, you guys are about halfway through. Con save, con save, con save.
Me too.
Yeah.
Which
All
one's
three
that
of
one?
you are making constitutions. So you'll roll, and then if you have in your saving throws, if you have constitution check marked, you'll add your constitution bonus to it.
It's a 20?
Yeah.
What are saving throws?
4. God damn it, man.
Your saving throws would be here. You have strength and dexterity saving throws, so you only just roll. You don't get to add any bonus to it.
15.
What'd you get?
3.
You two are hammered off your ass.
Man, I figured.
You're handling it very well.
Yeah, I know.
You two are hammered off your ass. And it's becoming very apparent to this one that you two
Dude,
are...
this is
Now
exactly
I'm over
real
there,
life. You realize
yeah,
that, right?
trying
This is
on the
us
clothes.
just
Yeah.
out at a bar.
I'm over there trying on the clothes.
No, you're over there trying to do her fucking hair. Asking if she wants to hear your fiddle again, and she keeps telling you no, she doesn't want to hear you play the fiddle again. She's a mean drunk.
So then, what do you want to see done?
I want to be left in peace.
Okay.
We don't attack them unless they send someone down here first.
How long have they been sending people down here? Since the beginning of all
Since
this?
the beginning of all this. Ever since they realized that another Rat King had risen.
What? Can we ask why they don't go anywhere else?
There's
No,
no
I'm
more
not
hope.
saying.
Oh.
I mean, we can.
I mean, do you
Right.
think it's impolite though? I'm always just out here, man.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah.
Why is it rude to whisper in front of them?
So if y'all don't go up there, then why are there claws and blood marks?
Because that was set up by the Khajiit. Congratulations, you guys now know that Khajiit exists in the dark here.
Yeah, thanks.
Who's Khajiit?
They're cat-like creatures. They're cat humanoids.
Okay.
So humans are bored one
And
night.
that person that we found back there.
So
Yeah,
it's the
it was
latest
an assassin
assassin.
sent to
Okay.
get me. He goes, you guys.
Calm
he
down,
said-
junkie.
At what point is like where's the cutoff point or the for people not to enter? Like, can we keep a sign out or something? Do not enter.
Forgive our friend, he's drunk.
Yeah.
He actually responds to that. He goes, that hatch door is your sign.
Yeah,
Ah.
I would have taken that
What
as.
if-
So who put the hatch door there? Well, it's been there
It-
since the
it's been-
dwarf started mining, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what if you like? What if we seal the cavern?
Sealing the cavern means we can't get out till
Yeah.
we get food.
Exactly.
We can't get out.
And the other end
But
of the,
you have the other cavern going to the forest.
no, that
But we can't get into the city from that area. We have every right to be on this land as much as they
them,
do.
yeah. So the
True.
reason that they're not leaving is because they feel.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
So we can
true,
skip
but is
back.
there another way that you can get out, or another area that you would prefer to get out?
There's another area we would prefer to move to if we could get out of this town
Where
without
is
getting
that?
slaughtered. There's an island right off the shore.
Okay, so they are interested in getting out of here
The only problem is it's overrun by Khajiit.
on the island.
There's bandits over there, and he goes on to explain to you there's a group of bandits that are Khajiit, and they, for fun, will hunt the rats down.
If I hear they're a bunch of pussies.
And he also goes on to explain
He's starting to get drunk a little bit.
that he also goes on to explain that they like to come over and cause trouble between the rats and the surface dwellers by killing people.
Okay.
And their claws, he said their claws too closely resemble ours. So they can inflict the same damage using their claws like ours, and people automatically assume it's us.
So is there any reasoning with
The high elf?
has anybody ever tried to broker a peace between them two? No? And that
They-
would never happen?
No, high elves.
They killed his grandma.
But I was saying, well,
And
Yeah.
his daughter's been missing for.
Yeah, no, with high elves, it's their way. There is no their way. The
no,
highway.
well, okay,
I
so
think
then
our
what about-
next step would be
Look
to
at you, yeah, if
look
they're-
for the daughter, right?
But that,
And then find out from that point what's happening. And
Okay,
then
all of this out of character, by the way.
I
is
kinda
it?
figured.
I thought we were just off the table.
But
and
if
we're
you guys
telling
are
him
sitting
this-
here all whispering, I'm pretty sure they're gonna start looking at you like.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. How long can we whisper?
And rat creatures have really,
That's what I
really
was
good hearing.
saying. Just ask them if they do want to move to this other island. What can we do to make that happen?
I mean, I can do that. I can make a tunnel almost by myself.
Yeah, but we still have to get rid of all of it.
because
Yeah.
sheep, right? That's what they're called.
Actually, how big is this island?
The island is so the kingdom you guys are on. For size comparison, is the size of Florida. The island they want to get to
Mm-hmm.
is probably about the size of Honolulu, like the main island of Hawaii.
Okay.
And it's probably a good 30, 40 miles off the coast.
So there's no time.
But we would have to like defeat those people or ask them to move.
Yeah, considering we're only getting paid 55 gold for this, seems like a lot of work.
I don't think we're getting paid anymore.
So,
So,
what I recommend from here, and this is for you two mostly, because I'm pretty sure John's figuring this out. Try to figure out how you guys can benefit from it. Okay. So, because you guys are neutral good, you feel like you need to help the people that are trapped down here, but at the same time, you don't want to cause problems with surface dwellers.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I don't think you could push that big of amount of water up there.
It would shatter it.
It would. And it might destroy some of the island too, leaving them unable to move in underground if you flooded it too much.
No, because I could forge whatever they needed.
Pretty much, yeah. It would take quite a bit of time, but yeah.
They would have to find me another gem. But it's doable.
It is doable. being as neutral good, you guys want to help those who can't help themselves or those who are trapped. But at the
Yeah.
same time, you don't want to cause conflict with another group to do so. So the way that it's going, the way you should be looking at it is, what's going to pay me, and how can I do this without screwing everybody
else.
involved?
Yeah, is it not? I really don't want to piss off either one of these guys, right?
Yeah.
Like, because the high elves, I mean, they can buy it, destroy everybody, and
I have
look at
bardic
this April guy.
inspiration.
So
And
all
then-
that does is add an extra 6-sided die to any of their rolls on a d20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, say for instance, you need to persuade someone, and whoever your highest persuasion person is here rolls 1 point lower than what they should have. You wouldn't know that they did that, but if you gave them the bardic inspiration, they can add whatever they roll on that 6-sided die, and it would let them succeed it. So how do you guys want to keep communicating with them? Also, you three, another concept.
So I have a proposition.
You two with disadvantage because you're drunk. So you have to roll it twice, take the lowest number.
Okay. 20, right?
I see this going very poorly.
15.
Five.
Go 5.
5 minutes.
14. A 5.
5 it is. These guys are just feeling great, and they have finished their cups and have accepted another round.
Oh, yeah?
Right?
Only one
You still have to roll.
No, I'm fine though. 16, I'm good.
You're good. He's still good. He's offered another round. He finished his
Taking
cup.
it, yeah.
He
I've
has
been
another round
asking,
in his
where's
hand.
this waitress?
So I have a proposition. I can forge whatever size layer y'all need. And as far as the Khajiit go, I can wash them off the island. But I'll need your help to do it.
One more time. I was just checking.
Basically explaining like I could forge them like whatever layer they need. And then I could wash everything off the island, but I would have to have their assistance for it.
He says while it would be great for you guys to forge the caverns, they would prefer to do that themselves. He said
Okay.
it's just a matter of making it ours.
Okay. How did
Okay.
you want to wash them out?
Well,
I say in your
However,
drunken
he
state, you
is
say, what is
piquing
this?
an
Because of
interest
fucking
on
John
how
show?
you could wash them off, but he does let you know that he firmly believes that his daughter is being held captive by the Khajiit, if she's still alive.
Oh,
And
I
he
thought
would
the
like
elves had
either
her.
proof of her being dead or proof of her brought back alive.
That's a
So
pretty good proof.
either bring back her severed head or
bring her back.
bring her back.
Okay,
Now,
so,
if you want to find out how you can bring proof of her dead, I would ask that, by the way.
yeah, that's one thing. Because we need it because we didn't kill her.
Yeah.
Well, how would you want us to bring her back if she was dead?
Are you asking it like, oh, actually, you're
Well,
drunk,
she's
so
trying.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
So,
much how she asked.
So, do you just want her to bring her
Smart guy.
body back?
Yeah.
He said that
She said it very rudely.
every member of the royal family out of the rats wears one of these, and he pulls out an amulet, and it's got a crest on it, and it's made of the diamond from the wall.
Mhm.
And this is some fine craftsmanship too, like
Like dwarven.
Dwarven.
So
How
we would
much are you
take that
gonna
back to prove
pay
she was
us
dead?
for
Yeah.
doing that for you?
You want to ask him that?
I think we're walking
I mean,
out
you're
with
drunk
our
enough,
lives,
so.
I think
I'm kind of curious.
what would it be worth to you?
Yeah, like, because we can easily do this, right? For the like,
These
like
idiots are
wash
gonna
them
get
out.
us
But
killed.
are they? Is he thinking that she's with them
Yeah.
specifically?
Mhm.
Okay.
He said
which
he
is why
has a
doesn't want to do
suspicion
that,
that,
right?
when she went up to the surface to investigate, that she ran into a Khajiit. Because
I want-
again, they only investigate at night.
I want to ask if he thinks there's any. If anybody wondered if maybe she wanted to be with them.
He kind of gets a little frustrated with you on that one.
Touchy
He's like,
subject.
why would my daughter want to betray everyone on this of her family members?
People do crazy things for love.
Alright.
I'm a hopeless romantic like that.
And
You guys are ready to be fucked.
He goes, if you guys can succeed in doing this, one, if you agree to do this, you walk out of here with your lives. Two, if you agree to do this for us, we will craft 5 diamond coins for each of you. He goes, now diamond up on the earth, up on the ground, is not worth a whole lot. Maybe 5-10 gold pieces for every ounce. But if you were to use this coin in an Underdark, it'd pretty much make you set down there. And he said it also may grant you entry into the Trials of Oswald.
What's that? Are we supposed to know what that is, or is it something I can ask now?
Yeah.
Well, what are the trials?
It's about a piece of armor that makes you invincible. And there have been groups upon groups that have tried to enter those dungeons located on the northern side of the island. Or the kingdom, sorry.
I should have ancient knowledge of this.
No.
No, I have ancient knowledge of something.
No, we have current knowledge. Because remember, again, out of character. At it's easy there.
Sorry.
At the start of it, like we heard the group in the corner talking about this armor.
Oh,
And he said,
such rumors and
he
whispers.
explains to you that the Guardian will allow you to take the trials as a group if each of you present him 1 diamond coin. And if you guys want to, go ahead and roll me history real quick. That includes you, dear. Oh, you two are disadvantaged, by the way.
11.
You're drunk.
Oh, 15. And then
2! He's inebriated. Pretty well, too.
Is that? It's like that. Remember with the thing?
at that place.
What'd you roll?
11.
2.
Well, wait,
Yeah,
you have to roll
nice.
twice.
With that
Yeah.
person.
Woo, sorry, Billy.
I think 5, unless you roll a 1, I mean...
No, that was your
No, I
history
thought
one,
I
so you
only
don't really know
rolled-
much
No,
I rolled a
about what's
5.
going on.
That's
No,
why
the first
I-
one was a 15.
2 plus the.
Was?
Yeah, it was a 15.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
and then a
intelligence
12.
is 2.
12 is my lowest.
So somehow the drunk and him
Figured it out.
understand that in the Adventurers Guild you guys were told about a dungeon that nobody has been able to make it through to. However, the rewards are substantial if you do make it through to the end.
Wait, what was the prize of this trial thing again?
A diamond coin.
So the
No,
trial.
No, that was the
Trial.
entry
I'll
fee.
do
Yeah.
it for 2 diamond
It's
coins.
called Oswald's Trial.
Okay.
And it houses armor of it. It's rumored to house armor of invincibility and other glorious weapons lost in the war.
Interesting.
What was the dungeon called?
Oswald's Trial.
That's it. Okay, great.
And it's rumored to house the Covenant armor of invincibility worn by Oswald himself. As your history would teach you to,
He assassinated Kennedy.
Jesus.
Oswald was a human who lived 2,000 years, which for humans is even in D&D world, 90 years old is like max age.
I'm gonna call Oswald Ozzy.
Sure.
So we
Aw.
can.
Shout out to Ozzy.
We have a skull.
Wait, this Oswald?
It houses his personal armory at the end of the dungeon, but he made sure to make it to where only the worthy could get to it. He explains if you would like to take the trial that you can do this for him. He'll craft diamond coins, which is the only way to enter the trial. And you guys know for a fact that diamond coins are given out by the Adventurers Guild after you have taken care of basically demigods.
So do it for 8 diamond coins.
Here's
Yeah,
our
I feel
really
like you would
nice.
actually say that since he's drunk.
Yeah.
No, we do 1 diamond coin each.
5.
All right, 10.
And he looks at you and he snaps his fingers And on your right hand side, suddenly out just appears is a rat with a dagger.
Oh my god.
And he's like, and now you're
Oh,
noticing.
finally, hey, you're getting another one of these?
And so
Can I put my foot away?
after he does that, and that one appears behind each of you that has a dagger. And he goes, they've been sitting here since you started, since you sat down.
I don't tense up or anything.
I'm kind of like, I poke it with my finger.
I'm sorry, you're poking what now? Get very specific on what you're going to do right here, because this is going into the game because you started it. So you better figure out how to make this very specific.
I'm
Oh, he's
gonna
a Killica.
touch the
Great.
point of the dagger, and then I'm just gonna walk like sit back down.
Now watch the dagger be poisonous.
That's why I want him to be very specific, because they are armed with paralysis.
Oh, way to go!
I'm gonna get my herbalism kit out.
Don't hide your paralyzed.
I might even have you roll a con, because you have to roll with disadvantage on disadvantage.
I have a poison antidote.
Like, you'd have to roll 4 times to take
Can
the
I use my
lowest
bardic
of the low.
You can't
inspiration?
move.
You are drunk, and now you guys see him touch the tip of the dagger and fall over.
I have to use my thing on him, right?
What?
I can use my potion? My poison
No.
antidote on him? Or
Also
is
have
it...
cure,
No.
but I can't
Paralysis
move.
isn't
Right?
a poison.
Ah.
It's
Yeah.
poison
it's,
is poison. Like, it's its own thing.
So how does
I think I
We
gave
just have
someone
to wait.
paralysis poisons
Okay.
or paralysis antidotes.
Well, at least he's quiet now, I say.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Wait, do you have the paralysis potion?
No, I don't think so. I have
No.
a cure wounds, but is that what are you talking about? Like,
I do.
You have the
Yeah,
paralysis
like in my
potion. I
equipment.
knew I gave it to somebody
Yeah.
for this specific reason, in case you guys got into a fight and one of you got stabbed with one of those daggers.
I'm just going to
Up
give
to
him
you
some
if you want to
Novocaine.
waste it.
No.
Up to you if you want to waste it, or if you think it's better if he just lays there
Yeah,
quiet.
yeah,
for
Yeah,
now.
let's, I
Just
don't
like
want to
that.
say. Okay, so we all
So
see what happened to Bran here.
He explains that the first priority that you guys have is they can handle intruders. The first priority you have is finding out if his daughter's alive.
okay.
So investigate the island.
Well, I'm still going to need your help for that because we can get to the island without being seen, but I'm going to need y'all's help.
You need a ship.
No, something much more exotic. And at that point, I actually uncover my gauntlet, lay it on the table. I'm going to need another Earth gem.
He's examining it, and he's like, and I actually planned for that too. He explains to you that he knows where the gem is. He knows how to get a gem,
Mhm.
but you have to get to the island. The Khajiit have, basically, they're the ones that carry most of them. They're known. He asks you. He wants to make sure he's right, but he asks you about the glove, asking if it's a magical gem that gets inserted in there.
Yeah.
And he said he's only heard rumors that they exist, but the Khajiit usually are the ones that end up with them because they steal them.
I ask if they have any gems because if I only have one in there, I can make it there, but it'll break.
He's telling you he does not. But he can offer you transportation to said island.
Faster than a tunnel.
Not faster than a tunnel, it'll take you about a day's travel. But it's small, quaint, and will keep you out of notice if you leave at dark.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. So he, again, mumbles something under
I
his...
tried C-3PO to my back over here.
He mumbles something under his breath, and you guys feel the floor vibrate a little bit, but you can tell it's in the distance. And he tells you that by the shore, there should be a small door that has just opened, and he'll leave it open. You guys go in there, and he said once you're in there, you guys can assemble the small. It's basically, he tells you it's a small water vessel.
Can I ask what the vibration's about?
Every time he tells you, every time he does it, it's him communicating with the earth, and it's sending the signal to where he needs to go. He basically starts telling you he's an element bender. Think of Avatar as earthbending. That's pretty much how he's described, actually.
Well, that's why the throne came over flowing shit.
Okay. Well, out of character, like, what time of day is this?
Right now, you guys went down mid-afternoon. You guys have only been down there for about 4 hours.
God, you were day drinking?
Technically, so are you. And you.
I barely started. I waited till 4.
And to be fair, it was after 12 o'clock. So,
Okay, well, until it gets dark, do you have, well, no, because...
Should we ask about Bran here? Just let him suffer, learn from his mistakes.
Right now, you're just laying on the floor, just like
Well,
his eyes are open. You can breathe.
He's
but you
alive,
can't-
right?
And I can hear it. And
He's drunk and
everything.
paralyzed. I mean, he can't feel shit.
basically what he was gonna be like in an hour anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just roll him onto the side.
I was gonna say minus the vomiting. Until it's time to leave, is there a place that we can clean up and eat?
Again, you hear him snap his fingers, and 2 servants come out, and he goes, "Unfortunately, this is all we have." And he sets 4 plates in front of you. You're still laying on the ground, but there's 4 plates in front of you, and the server has another giant thing of alcohol. Asks if anyone would like any, and then the other server has what looks like water.
I think I'm not gonna drink anything. I'm gonna call it a night. Just gonna get some rest and get ready for tomorrow. 'Cause apparently we have a big day ahead of us.
You're not gonna eat?
No, I don't know what. Like I didn't like his description of the food.
It's always
So-
human
I got a
and shit.
protein.
If you're looking at your plate, it's fish. It's fish, and you guys recognize it from the ocean. You guys catch it every day, and it's got vegetables around it.
Why did you say unfortunately this is all we have?
Because like steak or anything like that.
Well, and to rats, fish isn't exactly tasty. It's not their rats in D&D do not prefer fish over meat.
Say it. Well then, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I'll eat, but I'm not gonna drink that stuff that looks like water just in case.
I will, but I'll actually bend it to a point where it's clean. Like nothing crazy exotic, just
The smell of alcohol is really strong in that one.
in the
Fuck
water.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Well, I
vodka,
mean,
man.
yeah, still. I'll bend it to where it is water.
You betting some for me?
Yeah.
Well, so like, well, we need to get prepared for whatever you're
Mhm.
planning, right? Because I don't know what you're planning here yet.
So he offers you. He kind of like whispers something again, and like a small door where the bodies or like where the bones are laying, it opens up, and in there you can see 4 beds, and the room looks really clean.
Fucking
Can someone carry me?
Airbnb.
Yeah, so I'll clean the water and I'll eat.
I'm trying to
and
feed him.
then, and then right before I sit down to eat, I'll actually take one of my paralyzed heels and Fucking just
You're getting
pour it over.
beat to that. The servant comes over and like basically whispers something, and he
so
suddenly
it is.
starts feeling a lot better.
So magic?
His-
They
You
use
feel
magic?
your mouth is completely numb.
Mm.
Like if you try to talk, you're just gonna go blah, blah, blah.
Come
Pretty
on,
much.
Carol.
Will you hold my back later when I throw
And they
hands?
and Brains comes over and he's like looking at you and he's like, "Man, that potion worked fantastic. Little tweaks need to be modified, but I'm gonna work on that."
yeah. So
And he
I'll-
comes over and he's like examining the fairy, and he kind of picks up your cup and just like goes like this. He's like
No.
pushing it on you. He's like, okay. He sets it down. He looks at you and he goes, And he claps, and a giant sword appears on his hip. And he pulls it out and he goes like this. He's handing you the blade or the hilt.
Good.
He's like, just hold it for a second. I need to see something. I must study you.
No.
He goes, I've only heard of fairies in legend. You can turn invisible, right?
at this point, like I'll reach over and kind of
Yeah, she don't
Did-
want what you're buying. You
Yeah,
know,
like-
she doesn't want what you're selling, man.
like I'll just kind of put my hand on the sword and be like, trust me, she's an angry one.
That
Don't.
dude got a little rapey, right?
She don't like people.
I think so.
He's like, but for science.
Oh.
Rapey.
Trust me, it's not a good
You
idea.
can mess with any other one, but don't mess with this one.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah,
So we cautioned him away from her.
yeah. So
Okay.
Oh.
As he slowly just like head like looks defeated as he's walking away. He's like, I just wanted to know how it works. How does she grab something and go quick? And does it? And he's like questioning. You hear him mumbling under his breath. Does it stay the same size or same weight? Does it retain its value?
So out of character, like, would it be like? Should we kind of talk to everybody else?
what do you mean?
Like, should we? Like, cause there's still. Well, we've already talked to Raccoon, right? We're
Mhm.
doing him. But like, should we talk to the other sons?
I mean, there's really no point. Usually in a game like D&D, like
As
If-
I'm thinking, like, is it just like, you know, when you're running through like
Yeah.
Los Santos and you see a random person? Should
Yeah.
I find out that little bit of the story that they
no,
know doesn't
because
give?
in D&D, like if they have a specific interaction, it's going to happen. You know,
Cool. That's all I mean.
yeah.
Can I have some of that potion and the antidote for my herbalism?
Are you asking Brainless? He looks at you. He goes, He goes, can you study it? Do you have a? He's asking basically, do you have a way to test it
Well,
on
not if I don't have
other
it, man.
races? He's like, this only so far we've only really used this
Well,
on humans.
I have notes. I have like a thing of notes that I can jot down and
Can you infuse it into a whip?
He's like, you can code it.
Oh,
It's good.
that's
for,
gonna come in handy with my
He
sword.
said,
Like,
for,
I
like,
don't
the
wanna put
dagger and
it-
stuff.
yeah,
What?
'cause I
So
wanna
he's
put
gonna
it-
explain this potion of paralysis the way that he's designed it. So just by you poking the blade and it barely pinching into your skin, your body absorbed the entire potion, as if it were water or moisturizer. And he explains that he got the idea from watching humans use what they call lotion. He said it's this white cream that they put on their body. He goes, so I mixed the paralysis potion because the skin just absorbs it into it, and I tinkered with some of the ingredients. It took quite a few bodies as he's looking over at the skeleton to get this right. He goes, and we learned that they're not edible when it's in their system.
Well, no shit.
I don't think I want to fuck with it too much. I'm like, you can take some out of your whip, but I don't think I'm carry that around. I still like.
But-
and you guys have an antidote?
We do. We
Yeah.
did craft an antidote. He goes, the only side effect you're going to have is dehydration. And
From the
Great,
antidote?
and you're all
the
drunk.
constant,
It's like shit tomorrow morning.
he explains that you'll have a constant fluctuation of like numbness in your mouth.
Okay.
That's
So
what I
that's-
think. That's what's doing.
But from the antidote.
Huh?
From the antidote.
No, that's from the poison or the paralysis
Okay.
itself. The antidote has no side effects.
So I should be writing that down, right? Like,
Would it be possible to get a few vials of both
Yeah.
and make
But
them
you
in
would be
handy?
able to.
He's like, if you can study it and give me notes on the paralysis,
yeah, I could do that.
then I will gladly grant you four vials.
Like,
He goes,
only to
now
him,
the
or-
antidote on the
No, no,
other
for me.
he goes, the antidote on the other hand, I only have one left. Obviously we don't keep a huge supply because when we use it, our intent is to get rid of the person that.
Would we be able to make more of the antidote?
I don't know how.
What? What did you do?
I
He
have.
has the herbalism kit, so
Yeah.
he could break it down with the right rolls and survival skill and figure it out. Because he's knowledgeable in that stuff. Now, most of you have survival, but in order to break off into the chemistry section and alchemy, like this is, you need a herbalism or alchemy kit.
I know this is
Yeah,
gonna
no.
end up being-
So
Why
yeah,
is one of my
I'll go ahead and
feet
make
more
sure to do
smaller
that.
than the others?
Take the notes.
Huh?
And who did you want me to test it on? Like, if anybody.
Anything but a human.
Okay.
And obviously a gnome. We know how that it works on gnomes now, too.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
but we know how it works on our own kind, we know how it works on humans, and we know how it works on gnomes now. But we haven't tested it on
Where's
elves. We
herbalism
haven't
in
tested
that?
it. It was supposed to be a weapon against the elves and the Khajiit, and we have yet to test it on either one of them. Also,
Alright,
noting
so
what I just said about
four.
that stuff is pretty useful
So 4 vials.
too. Yeah. 4 vials of paralysis.
Do I get that as well, or
He's giving it to him, but if you want some, he said he'll charge you 2 gold per vial. He has 2 more
And
that he can spare.
that's fine. I'll buy them.
can I? And you won't give me the antidote.
He'll give you 1 bottle, but if
And
other
hopefully
than
you can
that,
work on-
he has 1 left, and he's not giving it up in case an accident happens.
But hopefully you can
Um,
duplicate
What's
this.
the?
Huh? So they've tested the potion on humans and gnomes and their own kind of rat folk, but he wants him to really test it on elf and Khajiit.
Yeah. So
Their two biggest enemies.
I don't like where that's leading.
Test it on gnomes.
No, they've tested it on
That's what I just said.
gnomes, humans, and rat folk.
Thought I had a question.
It needs to be tested on who?
Well,
Khajiit, so
Would,
Khit.
would Grim being able, well, if you were able to
K what?
make more of the antidote, would it benefit?
Khjit.
I mean, not for them
They said he only has one bottle, just
Else.
in case.
at the moment.
So he just doesn't keep a lot of antidote on him.
Yeah.
He does explain that a regular paralysis antidote will help, but it will not cure all of the paralysis. Only the specific antidote he has designed. And he said it also could vary race to race. That's why he wants you to
Oh,
test
yeah,
how the
it's
antidote.
supposed
He
to
wants you to test
test
how
it.
the poison and antidotes work on these races.
So it might not even
And it was
work.
Elf again. Elf. What else?
No, gnome, human, and rat. But it's
No,
been-
but-
oh yeah,
You need to have. He
Yeah,
wants you to
that's
test it on
not-
Elf and Khajiit.
How do you spell Khajiit?
Khjit.
I totally spelled that wrong.
So I'll go ahead and eat, drink my water, and then I'll call it.
Yeah, same here.
I'll do the same thing.
Anything
So,
more?
woo!
Anything else you want to do?
What do you mean?
Well, we ate. We're getting ready for the morning.